When did you start your business and what motivated you?
Okay, I registered my business in 2008, but then I found the courage to leave employment in March 2010. The motivation I got from the passion that I have for the industry.
Starting a business, Malusi, it's not an easy thing. What were the challenges and how did you overcome these challenges?
I think the greatest challenge was failing to put bread on the table every day. And when I started, because I didn't have any job, that was my biggest challenge. But then, because I'm a quantity surveyor by profession, I sold my services to other people that were in business that were running at the time.
Right. I want to find out how did you overcome, like in terms of your day-to-day?
Yes. Like I said, because I'm a quantity surveyor, my day-to-day fears, like putting bread on the table, because that was the biggest challenge for me. I was saying, now that I've left formal employment, what if I fail to put bread on the table? So I had to go out there to other contractors and sold my skills by pricing their tender documents, advising them in pricing and stuff like that, until I made a breakthrough.
Any support? Did you have any support, family-wise, friends?
Yes, when initially I had a support from an engineer that I had previously worked with. So I used his office for most of the stuff.
Very nice. All right. And then what has been your greatest achievement up to so far?
So far, in 2011, I won the CIDB Women in Construction Excellence Awards, and that strengthened my passion for the industry.
Very nice. And then what sort of training did you receive before starting a business or going into business?
Look, academically, I'm a quantity surveyor by profession, but management skills, I never received any training except that I had practiced that from the previous company that I worked for, because I held a very senior management position.
And then the next one, what is the secret behind your success? Yeah.
I think because of the passion that I have for the industry, I've set myself very high standards and goals. So I push myself very hard to achieve those.
Where do you draw your strength from? When you wake up, what is that thing that pushes you every day?
I think it's the fact that I'm doing it for myself. It gives me the drive.
What sets your business apart from any other?
I believe that the passion pushes me to deliver the best quality product to the client. So that makes me different from the other guys who do it probably for money. I know I'm in business for money, but money will be the ultimate goal. But I deliver the best quality product. That is my number one goal.
Nice. How did you hear about this program, or how did you get chosen to be part of the Siakula training program?
Okay, 2 years ago, I started buying construction equipment from World Isando. So the guys there, I met one guy by the name of Lefa who introduced me to the Siakula, and he ultimately took me to Matthew, and they interviewed me and pre-qualified me into the program.
How was the interviewing? How was the process, and how did you feel about it?
Look, I liked the processes. I liked the way Matthew approached the interviews. He wanted to know more about myself than the business, because I believe that the business is me.
And then from that time they've interviewed you, have there been any contact? How long did it take for you to actually now be part of this?
Look, it went faster than I thought. actually, because I think after the very first interview with Miffy, he organized another interview with his boss. So I came and I met his boss, and then the relationship just started from there. It didn't take that long.
Very nice. Did you have any expectations coming into this program?
Yes. A lot. Look, I want to believe that this program is, for me, I'm using it to make sure that I go back to my company and structure it better so that it can grow.
What topics were interesting to you during this, was it 4 days of the program?
Yes, for the best topic that I liked most is the controls part of it, because without the controls, the business can either sink or fail. In other words, so also I think the interpretation of the word entrepreneur, it made a lot of sense to me after this course.
What have you learned, and how are you going to apply that in your daily business?
I've learned a lot of strategies so that I can enhance the performance of the business.
And then how are you going to apply it?
I'm going to go back to my company and filter down all the knowledge that I've gathered here so that we can, me together with the employees, we can structure the company better, run it better.
All right. And talking about employees, how big is your company?
I have 25 permanent employees, and I have maybe 100 contract employees, because from side to side I'll have 20 people on this side, I'll have 15 on another side, I'll have 10 there. So all in all, I will have 100 people on my payroll every month.
And you think obviously what you learned, that will filter down?
Yes, it will filter down to the top management, middle management, and ultimately to the operational staff.
Was there anything in the program that you think could be changed or could be improved?
No, I think it's a very nice training, but I just feel that the content is too big and the time is too small.
And then did the program, how can I say this, meet your expectations?
Yes, it met my expectations, because I think what I expect from the whole program is to make sure that, like I said, I want my company to be structured by like this other big company, so that I can run efficiently and effectively.
Very nice. And obviously you have experience, and you are dealing with, how can I say this, an industry that has rigorous processes. Did you bring in your knowledge, your experience into this group, or into this training? And did any of the people in there learn, or how did they take it?
Yeah, look, I think we shared a lot of experiences, nice or good, positive or negative. But in a way, if you learn my mistakes, you listen to me when I tell you that I made this mistake and it resulted in this, you'll make sure that in your company you'll never go through that. So we learned a lot from each other.
Very nice. And talking about that, did you network? Did you take any businesses? Was there any business exchange?
A lot. Even as far as company profiles, we did a lot. I liked the group. It was a very nice group. We are all positive young men, except that I was the only woman, yeah. So really, we learned quite a lot from each other, and we exchanged cards, and we will definitely visit each other after this training.
Very nice. What is the vision for your company going forward?
I want to say at this stage, I feel that my company has finally found its footing in the industry, and I feel that there is stability. So I feel that it is time for me to diversify. So I want to go into transporting. Yes, I want to penetrate that market of transport.
All right, and then the last one. What advice can you give to aspiring entrepreneurs and in business and for this kind of program?
I would like to say to young guys out there, they must dream big, but they must follow their hearts, because that's where the passion of venturing into any kind of business comes from, the heart.
And then these kind of programs, what would you advise about them?
On how many it can take on the program, I think. Yeah.
But I think for them, they also want to know how they can improve it. Also, if you say that, if it's open to others, But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, because obviously this is not the only training program. There are lots of programs.
A lot
like
of
this.
programs,
So that's
okay.
why I want to find out. Does it help them? Would you advise entrepreneurs to go into these training programs?
A lot. I would really advise entrepreneurs to go into kind of trainings like this ones, because we, as entrepreneurs, we're just looking at selling our products. We don't enhance our knowledge, and it's very important that we do that. So I would also thank Sakula. I think they have a brilliant program. It's just that maybe it's to limited people. I hope one day they can find, I don't know, maybe the other kind of trainings to other people.